take a look at the stock that I have my eye on for this sell-off, the one stock that I want to buy. If I had one stock that I want to add to personally in my account and add a significant position size too, it's Micron. And the reason why I'm bullish in Micron is fundamental, the thesis behind it. So that, even though I'm bearish in the short term now, my long-term bullish thesis will play out. And the thesis in Micron is that at this point in the AI build-out, Micron is at the forefront of the supply-demand curve because Micron makes the chips that power the inferencing usage that we're all using with these large language models. We've gone from the pre-training phase to the post-training phase, and now we're into the agentic AI phase and the inference phase. And the chips that power the inferencing, where when you go to a large language model and you type in something, remember when I said this 2 weeks ago? Micron chips, what are they? They're called high bandwidth memory chips. High bandwidth memory compute capacity. They are what allows the AI, large language model, to remember what you said yesterday, a week ago, a month ago. So the more we inference, the more memory that these GPUs need to operate for us. And over the past couple weeks, over the past 2 months or so, the cost for memory chips, RAM, random access memory, has gone up over 400%. And I think it's actually gone up over 500% now. And as a result, I think that companies like Micron, as well as their competitors, Western Digital, will do very, very well going forward because they need to build this RAM, high bandwidth memory capacity for these data centers. And so there's a strong demand for that. I sold my Stera Labs to raise cash so that I can buy Micron. And as you can see with these charts, there haven't been much of a pullback. We're looking at Western Digital here. Western Digital pulled back to the 10-day moving average. We'll zoom in here. Western Digital pulled back to the 10-day moving average. Didn't even get to the 20-day moving average. And it is already bouncing. And Micron, it's down today. It was up higher. It actually made a new all-time high today, and it's reversed. And it's not traded to the 20-day since, get this, wow, September 4th. So it is very extended. It needs to at least get to the 20-day, and that's at 228. So it's really hard to step in and buy shares in a company like this, at least until it gets to 228. And at that point, I think that people can be okay with it trading and testing the 10-day, but since it hasn't tested the 20-day in so long, I bet there's a lot of trend following type of traders, momentum traders that have stops at these levels. If it gets to that level right around 228, 229, I think personally that's going to trigger a lot of stops from individual humans, but will also trigger algos and so forth. So if it chops around and the market sells off, continues to sell off, and it actually gets to 228, 229, I think in Micron you can see a big drop right down to 200 easily. But this 50-day is right below the 200 rounding number. That's it looks to me like a good price to buy some shares, because if it sells off because of those factors, is in the market selling off, it's still the same value as it was when it was trading at 260 earlier today. Nothing's going to change in the story, just the price going down to 200 or 195. I think that's a good good number to start buying some shares in Micron. So in my mind, right around 200 is a good level, but seeing the 50-day rate a couple dollars below that kind of gives me confirmation in my thinking. So I may have to wait for it to drop to 195 instead of buying at 200.